Hello and welcome to another episode of Dick's One Engines. Now in this episode we're going to have a little look at this carb unit in front of us. It's off a Honda GCV160 unit. The machine itself is a Husqvarna Teflomo unit. Off the top of my head, can't think what model it is. I haven't got it in the yard. I've just bought this carb unit back me to the workshop to give it a tear down and a service, but the model of the unit off of the machine, the Husqvarna machine, will come up somewhere here now. So let's get to it. Right, back on the bench, let's remove this linkage. Drop that down there, excuse me arm, and this large gasket, remove that, get that over there. I have taken the liberty of removing the gasket off of the air box and cleaning it up slightly prior to this. Here's the unit itself. I do like these carbs, I must confess. Before I crack the bowl nut off, I'll do it off camera. I'm going to give it a cut, because obviously you can see a lot of debris around all the linkages and choke area. So I'll give that a blitz off and I'll come back to you. Now I should explain, this unit, it has got compression, it has got spark, it did fire. Well, it spluttered, a bit of starting fluid down the head, so I know it's a fuel issue. So here's our unit now, cleaned up. As you can see, 10mm nut on the bowl. Crack that off. Maybe a bit of fuel in here. I did drain most of the tank. There may be a bit of excess fuel in the carburettor unit. That's come off nicely, and that bowl is very, very clean. There is a slight bit of debris, I don't know if you can see, but I can, in the bowl. Not a great deal though. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Let's remove our little retaining pin. Off of the needle and seat assembly. Does look very, very clean in there. Let's get a flathead to remove our main jet and emulsion tube. Smaller flathead in there. Crack that off. Like so. Wind it out. I do like these little carburettor units. It's not quite ready to come yet. There she is. Is our emulsion tube going to follow suit? yes, she's out. Let's have a look at this main jet. I'm just going to put it up to the light. I can see a clear daylight there. In motion, I can see daylight, but bit of debris. Slight bit of debris. I know you're not going to be able to see, but there is not as clear daylight as there is the main jet. And then our pilot jet, which is a posi fit there where my index finger is. Now this is the main, or could be the main issue to why our unit's not running. I mean, if our emulsion tube is clear, our main jet is clear. This also is a main part of this assembly. There's a fuel and air mixture, plays a part in that, and this could be a reason why our machine isn't running. As I've just removed, as you can see there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run a bit of carb cleaner for all the orifices, especially in there, as I've seen how clear. Bit of debris in the bowl. Main jet looks very clear. Emulsion tube, not so much, so we'll give that a file out. Bit of carb spray cleaner through there, bit of carb spray cleaner through our pilot jet here, and I'm not going to drop this in the ultrasonic. I don't think it warrants it, so I'll run a bit of carb spray cleaner through the Carbio unit, and we'll build it back together. Right, main jet. So move our Carbio unit out of the way. Emulsion tube. There we go. Now if you can see, working its way into the chamber of the choke there. My main point of concern on this unit, from what I've witnessed thus far, is this pilot, where the pilot jet, as I refer to it, sits. As I showed you, getting some carb. Cleaner working it in through there. Into where our needle sits. Quick carb clean around the bowl. So remove any of that debris. Won't need any on the float. Just be careful because you've got this gasket here. Don't do too heavy-handed with the old carb cleaner. Just work it through any of the orifices you can see. Right, I'm ready to rebuild. Before I do rebuild it though, as I mentioned about the emulsion tube, I'm going to get my carb tip cleaners. And what I'm going to do is work the smallest, where is it? This little one here. Work it through. If it'll go. Which it won't now. Can see a bit of. We'll work it through all of the orifices. We don't want to. Well, we're not going to take too much material off, but if you know, not too heavy-handed. Make sure you've got the smallest or one of the smaller tips, because you don't want to take too much material off. Like I say, nicely through there. I don't think I've got a tip small enough for. Let's have a look. Yes, I have. Where is she? There she is. Let's try and work the smallest tip we've got. Just about. Work through. Just about get through the small orifices. On this. Not that one. You just get through the one prior to that. Just so we're having a thorough. There we go. She's going there. It's a bit of a delicate procedure, probably not great for someone with my heavy-handedness. But we don't want to take too much material off, like I say. Just work it through that emulsion tube and make sure we can see plenty of daylight, as we now can, as I can see as I'm holding up to the light. Lovely jubbly, far better than it was. So let's rebuild the Carburettor unit. Alright, let's get that emulsion tube in. Followed by the main jet. Tap it in, let's wind her in. Winding her in like so. There we go. Not too tight. Let's get our needle set. Our needle in place. And our pin. Lower her in like so. And then get our pin in place. Nicely seated. Our pilot jet screw. There's our positionizer here. Wind her in. Up there. And we've got our bowl and our bowl nut. Wandering finger tight. And there we have it. Carb clean of this GCV160. Ready to go back on the unit. Next time we see it, fingers crossed, should be running lovely jubbly.